The Little Princess's Floating Spell Exam. Chapter 1. The Floating Lesson. In the kingdom of Celestoria, the castle towers sparkled with golden stars even in the daylight. Inside the tallest tower lived Princess Aria, a curious little princess with bright blue eyes and curls as soft as cotton clouds. Tomorrow was a very important day, her floating spell exam. Every young royal in Celestoria had to take the exam to earn their first magic feather badge, which meant they could finally use small spells on their own. Princess Aria had practiced every single day. Well, almost every day. She had been trying to master the Lumos Floatia, spell the magic words that made objects rise and gently float in the air. Her teacher, Miss Mirabelle, was a kind fairy with silver wings that shimmered like moonlight. She often said,
"Magic is not just power, Princess Aria. It is patience, focus, and a calm heart."
But Princess Aria wasn't very good at being calm. Every time she tried the spell, she got too excited or too nervous, and things went floating in all the wrong directions. Once, her teacup had floated right into the chandelier. Another time, her little kitten, Fluffball, floated up and hid in the curtains for half an hour.
"I'll never get it right. Everyone else can float things already."
Aria sighed, flopping down on her pink bed. Fluffball meowed softly and nuzzled her cheek as if to say, "Don't give up." Chapter 2. The Midnight Practice. That night, Princess Aria couldn't sleep. The moonlight spilled into her room like silver paint. She sat up and whispered,
"Maybe if I just try one more time."
She picked up her favorite toy, a tiny stuffed bunny with long floppy ears, and placed it on her desk. Then she took a deep breath, waved her wand, and said softly,
"Lumos Floatia."
The bunny twitched and floated an inch off the desk. Aria's eyes sparkled.
"It's working,"
she gasped. But then pop! The bunny shot up to the ceiling and stuck there like a fuzzy star.
"Oh no!"
Aria cried. She jumped on her bed, stretched her arm up, and tried to grab it.
"Come down, please."
Just then, a gentle giggle floated through the air. From the shimmer of moonlight above her bookshelf appeared a glowing creature, a moon sprite. She had wings made of starlight and a voice that tinkled like chimes.
"Hello, Princess. You woke up the moon magic. I'm Luna, the keeper of floating dreams,"
the sprite said. Aria blinked.
"You're real? I thought moon sprites were only in bedtime stories."
Luna smiled.
"We are real, to those who truly believe. But why are you practicing at midnight?"
Aria sighed.
"Because I keep messing up. I have my floating spell exam tomorrow, and I just can't get things to stay in the air. They always fly too high or too far."
Luna circled around her head.
You're trying too hard to control the magic. Floating isn't about force, little one. It's about trust. You must believe the air will carry what you love."
"Trust?"
Aria asked.
"Yes. Magic listens to your heart more than your words."
Luna said gently. Aria thought about that. She looked at her bunny, still stuck to the ceiling, and whispered,
"Lumos Floatia."
This time, she imagined holding her bunny's paw, letting it gently glide like a feather in the wind. Slowly, softly, the toy floated down and landed right in her arms. Aria gasped in delight.
"I did it!"
Luna winked.
"Now sleep, Princess. Tomorrow will be magical if you let your heart lead the way."
Chapter 3. The Floating Spell Exam. The next morning, the castle buzzed with excitement. Banners of blue and gold fluttered across the courtyard. The young royals from nearby kingdoms had arrived, all wearing their sparkling exam robes. Princess Aria's heart beat fast as she entered the Hall of Spells, where the great mirrors reflected every shimmer of magic. Miss Mirabelle stood at the front, smiling.
Good morning, my little stars. Today you will each perform the floating spell. Remember calm hearts, clear minds.
Aria watched the others go first. Prince Leo floated a golden apple perfectly. Princess Iris made her crown hover like a butterfly. Then it was Aria's turn. Her hands trembled as she stepped forward. She placed her wand in front of her favorite object, her tiny golden tiara. The crowd watched quietly. She took a deep breath.
Lumos Floatia.
The tiara rose slowly into the air but then started wobbling wildly.
Oh no, not again.
Aria whispered. Her panic made it spin faster. Miss Mirabelle's calm voice echoed in her mind.
Magic is patience and focus.
And Luna's whisper from last night.
Trust the air to carry what you love.
Aria closed her eyes. She thought of her bunny, of Luna, of how soft the air had felt in her dream. She smiled.
Lumos Floatia.
She repeated softly, this time from the heart. The tiara steadied itself. It floated gracefully in front of her, sparkling like a star caught in midair. Everyone gasped and clapped. Even Miss Mirabelle's wings shimmered with pride.
You've done it, Princess Aria. That was perfect magic,
she said warmly. Chapter 4. The Unexpected Test. Just as the exam was ending, a sudden gust of wind rushed through the hall. Papers flew, wands rolled, and the golden banners flapped like sails.
Ah, the castle wind spells are misfiring,
cried one of the teachers. Before anyone could react, several students' objects, cups, books, and hats started floating uncontrollably toward the ceiling.
Oh dear, someone's spell has tangled the air currents.
Miss Mirabelle exclaimed. The students panicked.
Our things are flying away.
Princess Aria looked up. The floating chaos reminded her of her own mistakes. But now she knew what to do. She took a step forward, raised her wand, and called out,
Everyone, don't panic. We can fix it together.
She closed her eyes again, feeling the wind dance around her cheeks.
Lumos Floatia harmony,
she whispered. A soft silver glow spread from her wand, calming the swirling air. Slowly, one by one, the objects drifted down like falling petals. The hall grew still. Everyone stared in awe. Miss Mirabelle smiled proudly.
That was quick thinking, Princess Aria. You not only mastered your spell, you used it to help others. That is the true meaning of magic.
Chapter 5. The Floating Crown. That evening, as the sun set over Celestoria, Miss Mirabelle held a small ceremony in the courtyard. Each student received their first magic feather badge. When it was Aria's turn, the fairy teacher placed a silver feather pin on her robe.
Princess Aria, for showing courage, kindness, and control, you've earned not only your badge, but also the floating crown,
she said. Aria gasped as Miss Mirabelle lifted a delicate crystal crown that hovered above her head, floating all on its own.
It will remind you that true magic is in your heart,
Miss Mirabelle said. The crowd cheered. Fluffball meowed from the sidelines, his little bell jingling proudly. Aria looked up at the floating crown and whispered,
Thank you, Luna.
And somewhere far above, among the twinkling stars, a tiny moon sprite giggled softly. Chapter 6. The Lesson of the Air. That night, Aria stood on her balcony, watching the stars dance. Her tiara floated beside her like a gentle friend. She smiled and said to herself,
Floating isn't just about lifting things up. It's about lifting yourself with trust, patience, and love.
And with that, she waved her wand playfully.
Lumos Floatia.
Fluffball, her bunny, and even her pillow began to float softly around her. Aria laughed and joined them, twirling through the golden air of her dreamlike castle sky. The little princess had learned her most important spell, not just how to float things, but how to let her heart soar. And from that night on, whenever the moon shone bright over Celestoria, you could sometimes see a small princess and her kitten dancing among the stars. Moral of the story: true magic comes from a calm heart and a kind spirit. When you trust yourself and help others, your dreams, and you can truly float.